I'd put money on where your mind just went: exercise, the gym, and the workout you keep meaning to start, or the walk you said you'd do every morning and manage twice. So let me say this clearly before we go any further. That is not what this video is about. The movement your nervous system actually needs has nothing to do with burning calories or hitting a step count or pushing through anything either. So most of us have quite a complicated relationship with movement. We've been sold it as punishment, as something to earn, as one more thing we're either good or bad at. And somewhere in all of that, we lost touch with the simple truth that the body is meant to move, not to perform or but to regulate itself. And today we're on M of the A to Z of somatic healing, and M is for movement. What it actually means, why your body needs it in a way that has nothing to do with fitness, and how to let your body lead instead of forcing it. So hi, I'm Mercedes, and if we've not met before, I'm working the somatic healing area, and I'm sharing some of the things that have helped me along the way as well, and things that I'm doing in my own healing journey to help support you. And I have at points been really positive about going to the gym, and at other times really struggled. But I do still try and get some movement in every day for my nervous system, and that makes a huge difference to me and how I feel. And the idea is that by the end of this video, you'll understand what movement actually is in somatic terms, the two completely different jobs it does for your nervous system, and how to let your body choose what it needs without a routine, without a plan that you'll abandon, and without it ever feeling like exercise. So what we're going to talk about is what movement actually is and the difference between moving and exercising, the two jobs movement does. So because it can wake you up and it can calm you down, and most people only know about one, and how to let your body choose what it needs in the moment. And stay with me to the end, because I'm going to give you a tiny practice that you can do today to feel the difference for yourself. So when we talk about movement in somatic terms, it's any authentic movement that your body initiates or welcomes, and not movement that you necessarily impose on it. So that's how we're viewing movement from somatic world. Exercise is something you do to your body. So somatic movement is something you do with it or let it do. So that you see the difference. It's like exercise is something we have to do, and we create that thing that we do, whereas somatic movement is something that comes from our body, for our body, and we allow that to happen naturally. And it can almost look like nothing from the outside. So it might be something simple like swaying or rocking, or even a slow stretch, or just walking with no destination and like not a plan to burn calories while walking. It's just something you're moving. That's all coming from somatic movement. Maybe you're just shaking your hands out, and that can be a somatic movement because your body is asking for that movement in that particular moment. And the big difference is that it's not the movement itself that really matters. It's where it comes from. So when we force ourselves through a workout, you dread it. And that actually has an activating effect for the nervous system and can feel very dysregulating. Whereas when we talk about movement in somatic sense, it's letting your body move in the way that it's asking to. So that's where it can be very regulating, because it's what your body is actually asking for and what it needs in that particular moment. And your body has been moving towards regulation your whole life. So maybe you've fidgeted, or you've paced things, you sway when you're upset. And we often think of those things as a flaw to suppress, or it's something like when we get really, really through a stressful situation, we want to shake, which is a natural response. We will then try and suppress that. But actually all of that movement, that natural body inspired movement, is your nervous system trying to do its job. And actually through movement, the nervous system can do a couple of different jobs. And it's what often we miss, because we see one side of it, we don't necessarily see the other so much. So we often think of movement, I did a video before about discharge. So movement could be about shifting stuck energy through the body, or when there's strong emotions, we can release that through movement. And we see that quite a lot as a really positive way to use movement. But movement can also mobilize you. So you can feel really like head up, wound up, and that's like a natural way. But let's suppose you are shut down, frozen, and a bit foggy, then movement can help to mobilize that. And that's where you're going to see the faster, bigger movements that will help you back up, essentially. So it might be shaking, a brisk walk, a bit of dancing, moving with some intensity. So we really sort of get the body moving, get the heart pumping. But movement can also be used to settle us down, to calm. So when we're really anxious and we need to come back to a calm state, so we don't want to be worked up, essentially, we want to be calmed down. And that's when slow rhythmic movement can really help. So that will bring us back to our center. So something really simple like just gentle swaying or rocking on your chair, maybe a small stretch. These can really help, like a yoga practice. So a somatic movement on the mat can really help to bring you back down to that calm center if you're feeling dysregulated. And essentially that is the same tool that you're using, but it takes you in opposite directions. So when I talk about the nervous system, I often say, like, when we are frozen and shut down, I see that as a very downward sensation. And what we need is something that will bring our energy back up so we come back up to center. Whereas when we're very anxious and buzzy and wired and our mind is racing, that's a very up energy. And we need something that's going to bring us down, but we can use movement as well to bring us back down into our body. And it's just a different type of movement that we use. So that's why sometimes when people say to go for a run when you're anxious, it can actually almost make it worse, even though it can release positive hormones. But what you're doing is you're pushing your body into more activation, more movement, more up energy. Whereas actually maybe what your body needs is more down energy to bring you kind of calm those thoughts, calm the racing and bring you back down. And that's why it's important to remember that coming back to center isn't always releasing something stuck. Sometimes it's actually calming something back down. But what we need to kind of figure out is how do we let our body choose kind of like what's right? So in the moment, how do we let our body know that it can choose what's right and how do we listen to it? So the first thing is you don't need a set routine or a rigid movement plan, which is usually another thing you have to start, you abandon, you feel bad about, and it creates more stress and anxiety around things. So you can start with a question rather than a plan. So you can tune into what is your body feeling right now and ask it, like, what's my body reaching for right now? So does it want more or less? Does it want up energy or does it want down energy? Do I need to go a bit faster or do I need to slow things down a bit? Then give it permission, because often we don't. We often try and suppress our body's natural movements. So give it permission to do what it wants to do. And it doesn't have to be like hours. You can see 30, 60 seconds of movement. So you're not committing to a practice. You're just answering something that's already there. And allow it to be ugly and uncoordinated, because we're not trying to perform movement for a specific practice. It's not about someone watching us or reviewing us or doing it the right way. It's just about our body moving how it needs to move. And the more you do that, the more your body will trust that and that you'll listen, essentially. And the more clearly it will tell you what it needs. And I talk about this quite a lot, how we often need to build up the relationship between our body and us. And the more we start listening and responding and acknowledging, the stronger the body's signals will actually get to us. So to do this practice, we're going to do the practice now. You can either stand up or stay sitting. I'm going to stay sitting so you can actually see me. And take a breath and just notice, do I feel wound up or shut down? Buzzing or flat? And just tune into the energy that's going on in your body. And if you find that you're buzzing, so let's suppose we're kind of wired and buzzing and there's lots going on and I'm presenting a video, so there's a lot more up energy for me right now because I need to kind of be in that up energy to do this. So for that, we would go to maybe like a slow sway or a rhythmic rocking. So we would just sit on the chair, or if we were standing, you could do it standing and just rock from side to side. And we don't have to rush it. We can just allow it to kind of flow how it wants to flow. And that can help to bring your system down, calm it, bring that energy down. And then if you want to bring it back up, so let's suppose you did your analysis and it was flat. You can kind of keep that movement rocking, but maybe make it a bit faster, and you can start to roll your shoulders backwards, make a movement a little bit bigger. So maybe you want to stretch your arms out and up and reach, all right? And just start to make big movements with the body. So when we want to bring that on, we want bigger movements, faster movements. And when we want to bring the energy down, we want slower, smaller movements, just gradually coming into it. Just 30 seconds of that can be enough. If your body wants to do more, then you can allow it to do a bit more, but you can do a little bit, pause, notice, did anything shift? Do I need a bit more? And that's basically the whole practice. That's you learning your body's language. And it's really important to kind of go through that and to connect with it. So if this video resonated with you, please like and subscribe, because it really helps me reach more people who need this work. And if you want to go deeper into all of this and other things, come and join the Somatic Reset Lab. It's just $7 to join, and I'll put the link in the description, and I'd love to see you on the inside.